Okay, so let's talk about F1.
And look at this. Oh, he's deep. He's deep. He's hit his teammate.
I mean, Formula One. So I've been like watching Formula One for the last like 8-9 years, and it's like really interesting sport. And they spend a lot of money. I mean, hundreds of millions of dollars into the development of their cars, which look like toy cars, but in person they're like really big. I've never seen a Formula One race in person, but I've heard that like I met people who have seen those races in person, and they've told me that those cars are actually really long and they're like really big, and the TV don't do justice at all, and they are like really loud. So every Formula car has to follow a certain set of rules and regulations. Let's say every Formula car need to have a V6 turbocharged engine, and every car needs to have a wooden plate underneath the car. So every car is not so they are like certain, like every car is not allowed to produce more than certain amount of downforce. If they do, let's say they have this, so they used to have the wooden plate underneath the car, but now they have this fiberglass plate. If the fiberglass plate is worn out too much, then they will get like disqualified, or they will get some points penalty or some seconds penalty. So Formula One works under FIA. So FIA decides which rules and regulations they have to follow. There's a 180-page rule book you can like read online, and it changes quite often. Like there's like new rules and regulations every single year. Some are really like minor rules, but some rules are like really big. And every driver has to use 2 different types of tires in every race. So there are like 3 different types of tires: soft, medium, and then hard. So soft tires, they are faster and they are like very grippy, but they don't last really long. They can last like about like 20 laps, and in total of the race is about 50 laps long. And the hard tires, they last really long, so they have to decide which tires they have to like go for, and when they have to like come in and change the tires. And it's like really interesting to watch, like, oh, they started with these tires and they ended with like different tires. When they change the tire, when they make the pit stop, they change the tires really quick. I mean, like within like seconds. Like I think mostly it's around like 3 seconds. But like, and if there's any other problem with the car, they can also like tweak those problems. But like those like seconds, they really affect the race very much. Sometimes they don't even like fix the problem, because like, let's say if there's a wing broken, and then they won't even fix it, because they know like the time to fix the wing will like cost them more than like doing the race without a fixed wing. So if you watch like any older videos, like let's say before 2018, you will see like none of the cars have those halo ring. There's like halo ring in front of the driver, which looks like it obstructs the view, but it actually does not. So the halo rings just like saves them from like crashes. If there's another car like going on top of them during the crash, then they will not get crushed. So halo rings, is the whole specification of the halo ring is decided by FIA. So it's not the manufacturers who are like putting any, they're like tweaking how it should look or how it should behave. So it's like by a specific supplier, which is decided by FIA, who supplies these manufacturers with those halo rings. So, and all these manufacturers, they are allowed to make this like little tweaks and changes all throughout the season, but there are like certain rules and regulations. They cannot like change things. Let's say the tires are decided by FIA, so the manufacturers, they are not allowed to make any tweaks with the tires. And the halo ring and some other, like let's say, and that the fiberglass plate. Every year the car changes, so not so much that there like some like minor improvements, and but like sometimes there's like massive improvements. And it's like back in like 1950s, the F1 cars, they had like tiny tires and like tiny like slim tires, and they went from this to this, and like, and they came up with the wings. They have the front wing, they have the rear wings, and the shapes and how they behave, it changes like every year. And they like try out new things. Sometimes those new things work out, sometimes they don't. So every race in a season is done in a different city, and every city they spend 3 days over there. So the first day is the practice day, and during that day they just like go around the track and see how it feels like. If they need to make any like minor tweaks, they do that. So second day is the qualifying day, and on that day they just they calculate the time of every car doing laps. So they have 3 tries. In the first try, they're like 5 people the slowest 5 out of the 20 drivers, they get eliminated, and in the next try 5 more drivers get eliminated. In the third try, whoever finishes the lap fastest, they get the first position. The second one who gets the second position, the first fastest lap gets the third position, and so on. And on the third day is the actual race day, and they do the race. After 50 laps, they see who win the race. So the 2024 season starts in February. It starts on February 29th in Bahrain, and then it goes after so many races. By the end of the year, the last race is always in Abu Dhabi. That's the biggest race, and some years they have like a lot of dramas. So in America, the fan base has increased 10% after the introduction of the Netflix series called Drive to Survive. So in that series, they show a lot of drama behind the scenes. They have interviews with the drivers and also like with the constructors, the manufacturers, and there's like a lot of drama. So there are like 10 constructors, which are the teams: Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferraris, Alfa Romeo, Williams, Haas, McLaren, Renault, Alpine, AlphaTauri. So I think next year they're like changing a little bit. AlphaTauri or like Alfa Romeo is switching into a different name or something like that. And every team has 2 drivers. So there's the drivers championship and the constructors championship. So okay, so after every race, the first position get 25 points, the second position get 18 points, the third one gets 15 points, the fourth one gets 12 points, the sixth one 8 points, the seventh one gets 6 points, the 8th position get 4 points, the 9th get 2 points, the 10th get 1 point, and the person with the fastest lap gets 1 additional point. So that can be anyone, and those points are for the drivers championship, and then they also get added into the constructors championship. Let's say Red Bull has their first and second driver. So let's say Red Bull has 2 drivers and they both comes first and second. The first one gets 25 points and the second one gets 18 points. So in the constructors championship, they will get in total of 43 points. And that's how Red Bull has been winning the last 2 championships. Hopefully the next one they will also win, because Max Verstappen has been doing really good in this last 2-3 years. It's been absolutely amazing. So if you have never watched Formula 1 and you are like really interested into that and you are thinking about where should I get started, so I would recommend just like watch the series Drive to Survive, and you will know all the rules and regulations, how things work out, and it will like really like builds interest in you for like Formula 1. And thank you for watching. Hope you see you in the next one. Peace.